Well, hello, friends, neighbors. John, your whiskey neighbor here. Welcome out to the deck. Clouds rolled away. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. And I have one of my last, might even be my last viewer sample, and I hope it's going to be a beauty as well. We're going to stay in big bourbon country, and we're going to look at Stagg Jr. This is batch 12. So I'll talk about Stagg Jr. batch 12, and then I still had a little bit of a sample from Michael of this E.H. Taylor barrel proof. And I thought, why don't I talk about that too? So when we come back, we'll look at Stagg Jr. Batch 12 and E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, the 2019 release. 3, 4. Well, thanks for staying with me. And thanks, Andy, for this sample and Michael for the other. Really helps me expand what I can share with you when you guys drop in. And well, frankly, I just love trying different whiskeys. You guys are gentlemen. So this is Stagg Jr. Batch 12. Now, Batch 12 is 66.15 ABV. So it's, this is big, bold bourbon country. It's from Buffalo Trace. They're both from Buffalo Trace. And this is, mash bill number 1, the lower mash bill. I don't really know age, rumored to be between that 6 and 8 year. Of course, Stagg Jr., hard to find. When it hits the shelves, it sells out quick. But it's still priced at a pretty good place for what it delivers, at least up here in my market. So let's talk this Stagg Jr. 12, and then we'll do a bit of a comparison with the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. I'm getting actually kind of an spiced apple coming up pretty quick. Okay, there now I'm getting a little more cinnamon, a little more, some more spicing in on that. Light caramel, it's not heavy, thick just yet. Oh, they're cooked up a little bit. Some other light fruit. Pretty go-to bourbon fruits here. So if it's not apple, I think it's playing in cherry. Yeah. But there's a little, I don't know, for 66, it's pretty impressive how deep we can get in here and give it a good nosing. Yeah, sweet. My mouth started watering a little bit. So there's a little bit of vanilla, so that little higher sweetness. But back down into some thicker caramel, molasses. Oh, it's just evolving so nice. It's really telling me like this could be pretty good. Thanks again. Hope you got a nice bourbon to pour along. Cheers. That's a beauty. Oh, ooh. So, that much alcohol. It's strong. It's peppery just from the alcohol, but it quickly went into a rich, coating, thicker, cooked baked apple pie is kind of where I'm going, or apple cherry pie. Not quite sour enough to be an apple rhubarb. That's a favorite of mine. Oh, but it's so good, so thick, and I suggest fruit forward with some nice cooked spices. Caramel went lighter. I thought we were going into dark molasses. Went a bit lighter. Long finish now. Good oak, slight chocolate. This is a beautiful release. I know it's probably not on the shelves, and I should have gone after that sample earlier while there still was some around, because that is just a fantastic dram. Oh, really good. Wish I had a bottle I could put in a blind. I'm hoping to do a barrel proof blind with bourbons. I've got about 4 open right now, and I think a nice comparison would be good. Right, I wanted to compare it to the E.H. Taylor, and because, they're both Buffalo Trace, they're both mash bill number 1, they both have probably the same age, and the percentage on this 2019 release was 64.65, so, slightly less, but really similar. And so, how does it compare? Now, this E.H. Taylor is significantly more expensive. It really, it costs a lot. So let's see kind of how it compares. Just my palate and just first taste. I just poured this for the first time right in front of you. Now, I did try this back in March, so this is actually a second taste, but I haven't had it since then. A little sweeter. Yeah, now maybe this has evolved a bit more, but this still on the nose is a little darker, a little more molasses. Yeah, this is a little more, almost got a whiff of honeycomb or something in there, right? Like something kind of sweeter. Let's try it on the palate. Otherwise, the notes very similar. There's decent spicing in here, a little more cinnamon, not so much cracked pepper. Now I've said this before. I don't know how to describe a creamy nose though, but right there, right near the end, just kind of felt more like the crust of the pie that we were talking over here. Now we've got that, or the breading of a cinnamon bun. So I got a little more. If it was a malt, I'd say malt, like a little more of that creamy green almost in it. All right, let's try it on the palate. Cheers. For my palate, much sweeter, um, lighter. Werther's toffee. Yeah, cinnamon bun, not cooked dark pie. It is. If I'm choosing between the fruits that I put on the table, it's more cut apple for me. It's more lighter, or if the cherry, it's almost like a bing, like a maraschino. Like it's really sweet cherry, light apple. It's surprising. Now, it has been open, so maybe it's aired more. This particular sample, it's drinking a little lighter than the Stagg. The Stagg was a little more aggressive. I'm going to come back to the Stagg. Darker nose, bit of chocolate. Coming back, more oak presence, a little more aggressive, a little harder. I'm interpreting that heavy oak in this case as that dark espresso, dark chocolate note. These are awesome. These are both fantastic. And for the money, I'd be bringing home a bottle of Stagg Jr. This batch 12 is just fantastic. But that E.H. Taylor, it almost feels a little more refined. Like I don't know if that's my mental, playing because it costs a lot more, so it's got to be a more refined palate. I really hope that's not the bias that's going on. I would just suggest for the weight, it drinks a little smoother, a little creamier than the Stagg. But I love them both, and I would absolutely be honored, not honored, I mean excited. That's a better word. I would be excited to have a bottle of both of these or either of these on the shelf that I could share. So, thanks again to Andy and Michael for these samples. I hope you appreciated the comparison. If you've had Stagg 12, like, what do you think of it? How do you compare to other batches? Have you done this exact comparison? Because it really, on the label, these are nearly the same whiskey. So the differences are really subtle, although I've tried to highlight them for you. Let me know. Let me know what you think. And I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. You guys take care.